morning. Today is, I think, the 4th of November. The day is Wednesday. And right now, I am with the 10th Cambridge class. My name is Farhan Mazhar. And the subject we are studying is Physics 5054. And, we are working on the chapter of waves. And we have almost completed this chapter. We are just working on some of its aspects which are not in the book. So, I was at the last lesson which I have with this class, we discussed that when the water waves will move from the deep water into shallow water, some characteristics of them will change. So, for example, let's say if the water waves here, they are in the deep water, and when they enter into somewhere where the water is shallow, so this change will happen. So this is the deep water and this is the shallow water. And I told you here in the deep, the wave is going in this way, remember this thing. And in the deep, the wavelength is larger. In the shallow, the wavelength is smaller. The speed is higher, but the speed here is slower. The frequency here and the frequency here is same. Same frequency, unchanged. The frequency will not change. When the water waves move from the deep waters into shallow waters, into area where the water is shallow, the wavelength will decrease, the speed will decrease, but the frequency will remain same. Okay? If the water waves will move opposite, for example, if the water waves moves opposite from a portion of the swimming pool or the ripple tank, where the water is shallow, they move into a portion where the water is deep. The same thing will happen. The wavelength will increase, the speed will increase, the frequency will remain unchanged. So you can make it a rule, a finger, this should be always on your finger. So you see when the water waves, if they move from the shallow water into the deep water, in the shallow water their wavelength will be smaller, and in the deep water their wavelength will be larger. Their velocity or their speed will be slower in the shallow water. When they will go into the deep water, their velocity will become higher or more speed they will have. The one thing is very important, that the water waves, when they move from the shallow into the deep, the frequency will not change. Okay? So let me show you an example. For example, suppose this thing is represented with the wavefronts. For example, these are wavefronts. And when it entered into the shallow portion, the wavefronts will come close to each other. Okay? I have already discussed you with this diagram. I just want to do an American. Suppose that here it is deep waters. Here the shallow water. This is what happens when you look at when this enters into shallow waters, the wavefronts will come close to each other. The distance between two wavefronts is equal to the wavelength. The distance between two wavefronts is equal to the wavelength. Suppose they tell you the wavelength here is 3 centimeters. And the speed here is, let's say somebody tells me 2 meters per second. And he says that from the diagram, he says that the lambda here is suppose 1 centimeter. His question is what is the speed? Okay. This can be a numerical. Now you see, I will in the deep portion, you can apply the equation. So this is the deep portion and this is the shallow portion. So in the deep portion, V is equal to F lambda. Wave equation, V is equal to F lambda. The velocity is given 2 meter per second. The frequency is given, question, the wavelength is already given, but there is a problem. In the velocity, the unit for the length is meter and the wavelength is in centimeters. So the units are not consistent with each other. They should be consistent. If this is in meters, the wavelength should also be in meter. So I will convert this. So if you convert it 3 centimeter, how you convert centimeter into meters? Everybody knows? You divide it with 100. Because in 1 meter there are 100 centimeters. So it will be 0.03 meter. So this is the wavelength which I will use. So the frequency will be, somebody has calculated, do this calculation, 2 divided 0.03. 2 divided 0.03.
66.66.
66.7 hertz. So this is the frequency of the water wave in the deep water. So now we come to the shallow portion. In the shallow portion, the wavelength is given, that's 1 centimeter. Frequency, I told you, remember, I asked you to remember this thing, that when the water wave will move from the deep into the shallow portion, the frequency will not change. Whatever is the frequency in the deep water, same frequency will be in the shallow waters. So the frequency will be same, 66.7 hertz. So the main question is what will be the velocity of the wave here? So V is equal to F lambda, famous equation of wave equation we call it. V is equal to F lambda. So V will be, how much is the F? 66.7 and the lambda, which is 1 centimeter. So convert it into meters. So for example, this will be 1 divided by 100 and it will be 0.01 meter. So I put that value here, you multiply them, you get the calculation, do the calculation please, 66.7 multiply 0.01.
0.667.
0.667 meter per second. You see, when the water wave will enter into shallow waters, its speed will be slow. In the deep water, the speed of the water wave was 2 meters per second. Here it will be only 0.667 meter per second. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's move to the next thing. So this is the kind of numerical which comes on this situation. Okay, everybody understands?
Yes.
Okay. So if you are almost done. Okay, now we are moving to the next thing. Okay. So if this is the top view of a pool, a swimming pool, the top view of the swimming pool, and in some portion it is deep and in some portion it is shallow. But this time there is a difference. This time the boundary, this is that boundary. I don't know spine. Here it is shallow and here it is deep. That was the first case which we discussed. The boundary between the deep and the shallow is parallel to the wavefronts. You see, the wavefronts were arriving. This is the previous diagram, okay? The wavefronts were arriving, and the boundary from after which the water will be shallow, that boundary is parallel to the wavefronts. So there is no change in the direction of the wavefronts. The wavefronts continue moving in the same direction. There is no change in the direction of the wavefronts. Okay? This is the case which we have already studied. But now I am making a little change. See, what's the change coming? You see, this is the previous thing. Now, the same pool or same, you can say, ripple tank. In some portion, the water is deep. In some portion, it is shallow, less depth. But now I am giving it a change. This is shallow and this is deep. You see, the wavefronts are going in this direction. Water waves are produced here and they are going in this direction. Okay? They are going in this direction. The water waves are going in this direction. I have the red lines are showing wave fronts. Those wave fronts are going in this direction. But there is a change. They are reaching shallow waters. But the boundary of the shallow waters is now not parallel to the wavefronts. So, when the wavefronts will come into this shallow water, the wavefronts will come close to each other. The speed of the wave will decrease, plus another thing will happen. The direction of the wavefronts will also change. The direction of the waves will also change. You see, when they will reach here, and the wavefronts, instead of going in this direction, they will be bended little to this direction. So what happens? The direction of the wavefront will change, and they will, let me show you this, okay? So let me draw a normal here. This is how I exactly will draw this. This is the boundary. This red line shows the direction of the wavefront. They are coming this way. Where it touches the boundary, at that point, I will draw a normal. This is a normal. Okay? Try to understand. So now, when the waves will enter into the shallow water, they will be bended towards normal. They will be bended towards normal. This red line shows the direction of the waves or the direction of the wavefronts. So, what I will do, I will take, a protector. Protector. Try to understand. Very technical thing. I will take a protector and I will put it like this. This is 90. Take a protector, put it on like this. Okay? On this red line. The 90 mark should be on the red. And this center should also be on the red. Okay, try to understand what I'm saying. Then I will move this protector. Forward, backward, forward, backward. Okay? So I will move it. Let me show you. Let me show how it is done. So I move it forward, backward. Suppose my protector is here. This diagram is not that good, but so what I will do, let me make a very good diagram. It will be something like this. So here I will have the 90-degree mark. Here I will have the, when you will actually draw, it will be easy. I am moving the protector forward, backward. The 90-degree mark and the 0-degree mark is on this red line. When this will touch this, when this wavefront, where the wavefront is touching the boundary, join it. Draw this line. Okay? You understand? Then move it further. For example, you move it further. For example, you move it further. And then you will draw this. Then you will draw this one. Then you will draw this one. You see what will happen. This will happen. Can you see that the wavefronts which were going in this direction, when they enter into the shallow water, the direction of the wavefronts has changed. Now they are going in this direction. Another thing, the wavefronts are closer to each other. Here the distance between the wavefronts is larger. Here the distance between the wavefronts will be small. And this is very tricky. Okay, let me try again. Let me try again. I will repeat the same procedure again. So you see what happened here. There were wavefronts which were going in this direction. Okay. The water here is deep. And here I have a boundary. Not a boundary, means after this the water is deep. So the wavefronts are arriving here. So I am trying to explain it again, okay? So you can see. When the wavefronts will arrive here, you see what will happen. Because here it is deep and here it is shallow. So the thing which is supposed to happen is that the direction of these wavefronts will change. They are going this way. When they will reach here, their direction will change. Now they will go in this direction. Plus, the wavefronts will come close to each other. Okay?
Sir, so their direction will change like the norm. Like say the blue line.
Yes.
That is the norm.
That's not the norm. See how I design. Try to understand. This is the direction of the wavefronts in the deep water. You can draw it on your, it's your choice, okay? I can draw it here, I can draw it here, it will make no difference. This line makes 90-degree angle with the wavefronts, remember. This black line is showing the direction of the wavefronts. Okay. When it touches this boundary, I will draw a normal here. A normal is a line which makes 90-degree angle with that boundary. When it will enter into shallow water, the direction will change. The waves will bend towards normal. They will bend towards normal. So what will happen? Instead of going in this direction, they will now go on this direction. So they are not going to follow this direction. Okay? This was their original direction. When they will reach this area, they will be bended towards normal, the dotted black line. Okay? So now your new wave fronts, their direction will be this blue line. Okay? So let's remove this. Now, try to understand. By using a protector, I will place the protector in such a way on this blue line. I'm not talking about normal now. Just forget this normal also now. So now I am talking this blue line which is representing the direction of the wave. Here, how much it should be bended, this is not our syllabus. But one thing is our syllabus, that it will be bended towards normal. So you are not involved in the calculation that what will be the angle. The only thing you should understand is that it will bend towards normal. The good thing is you don't have to do the angle. Put the protector, because I am making it with the free hand in such a way that the 90-degree mark is also on this blue line, and the center of this D, where you put the vertex of the angle, that should also be on this blue line. Okay? And then you are supposed to move it. Move it, move it, move it. When this flat side will touch this, draw a line here. Further move it, when this flat side will touch this point, draw a line. Further move it, when it will touch this, draw a line. So at the end, what you will have? You will have wave fronts automatically like this. So automatically they will be drawn. If you draw them actually on a paper, it is not very simple, but this will happen automatically. You see, this will be happening. The wave fronts, the distance between the wave fronts will automatically decrease. The direction of the wave fronts will automatically change. If you draw it on a paper, it will automatically happen. Do you understand what I said? The procedure which I told you. Okay? So when the wave from the deep waters enters into an area where the water is shallow, but the boundary of the deep water and the shallow water is not parallel to the wave fronts, it is rather making some angle with the wave fronts, like this, then the wavelength of the wave fronts in the shallow will decrease, the speed will decrease, the frequency will remain unchanged, but another thing will happen, the direction of the wave fronts will also change. Okay? So it's little difficult, but I will bring some actual paper, and we will use protector, and I will show you how we do this thing. Okay, so very important thing. It comes in paper, and there you have to draw this wave front. This thing happens when you draw it actually on the paper. It's not that difficult, but you should know the procedure. Okay, Ji? So, Ji, thank you very much. Ji. Have a good day. God bless you all. That's it for today.